This video looks at wildlife GPS tracking. Satellites send signals down to animal trackers, which then sends it to a cell tower, and then from there that information can get sent to a server like the cloud, and then up to a personal device like a computer or a cell phone where a user can access that data. The benefits of using GPS to track wildlife is that the information can be looked at remotely and by a variety of users. Also, the large amounts of data is highly accurate, and then the public can access the data through places like MoveBank if the users upload it to there. Also, the manipulation of spatial data is getting better, and regional and global mapping systems now exist. The drawbacks of using GPS to track wildlife is that the batteries can be heavy and the power can run out quickly. The cost can be a lot higher than other tracking devices. The uses with mobile phones and signals can be spotty in some areas, and some users reported losing track of their animals altogether where cell phone towers didn't exist. So much data can be collected that storage of data can also be a problem. I wanted to look at how to use GPS tracking for personal use. I looked at MoveBank, which is a great website for educators, and I'll talk about more in a minute. And then also I looked at places like Best Buy and Amazon where you can buy a pet tracker for about $40. The one caveat that I saw is that you need to make sure that it comes with a SIM card, otherwise you'll be separately buying a SIM card. There was a great video by National Geographic where they tracked house cats in an area to see why they were moving into the wild spaces and what they were eating and doing. This was a great video to look at for inspiration and examples on how tracking can be used locally. For teachers, there's a great website called Science Buddies, and Science Buddies has partnered with MoveBank to look up some of their data for student use. Students can use the data from MoveBank, which is a website where users can input their animal tracking data from all over the world, and other users can look at that data and analyze it various ways. Using Science Buddies prompts, they have questions that students can investigate further, like the home range of a particular animal or the breed and how they move after hibernation, how animals are moving in responses to roads and weather, and things like the speed and geographic ranges of different types of animals during migration. It's a great website to check out if you have time. Also on Science Buddies, they have two longer science labs that'll last like 2 to 5 days in a regular classroom. These are maybe good assignments to hand out to students as science fair projects or after school things to do. And here's the name of the two labs that they have. My favorite lab came from a place called the Royal Conservation Society, and they had a lab called Mapping and MoveBank Galapagos Conservation at Work. It has a basic PowerPoint that the students look at, and then they analyze data from 2 different sources, tortoises off of MoveBank. Then the students graph weather data and see how the movements correlate with the tortoise movement. They also have questions that the students can answer, but my favorite part is that this aligns perfectly with our next generation science standards that are now here in the United States. Asking questions and defining problems, developing and using models, and analyzing and interpreting data. They're given this basic PowerPoint and introduced to the 2 tortoises, which are named Jumbo and Negrita. Students look at the map, and in red they have Negrita, and in blue they have Jumbo. And students can discuss locations and land use and look for patterns on the map. Then the teacher hands out the students a data weather sheet, which students take and graph all of the weather data. Then students look for a correlation between rainfall and migration. Students then can take that data and make inferences as to why Jumbo migrates from the lowlands to the highlands and why Negrita maybe isn't migrating at all. At the end, there's also further questions for the students to look at and some further information that students might want to know about Galapagos tortoises. Also, there's a great teacher's guide that prompts the teacher along the way. I thought this was a great resource for teachers to be able to use and a good lab that you could get done within a 60 to a 90-minute class period. I wanted to give a shout out to my references and let you know where I got the information from, especially places like MoveBank and the video that I posted, Science Buddies, and the Royal Conservation Society. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're inspired to do some GPS data tracking either on your own or look up the data with your students.